Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
You've got yourself a Samsung Galaxy S4, but you'd like a little extra oomph out of the camera. I'm Father Robert Ballecer, the digital Jesuit, and I'm taking a look at the Ztylus Revolver camera kit. The Ztylus Revolver camera kit is actually two products in one: the ZGS5 camera case and the RV1 revolver lens. The ZGS5 is not really a case, but more of a backing for a Samsung Galaxy S4. Once snapped into place, the ZGS5 gives the S4 a camera-style grip, usable for right and left-handers alike. It also adds a flip-out stand that works in landscape and portrait modes. On the bottom of the camera is a threaded mount to attach the case to a tripod or mounting bracket, and the top of the case features a set of loops for adding a camera strap. Ztylus did something interesting with how they handled sound. In most cases, audio is muffled by whatever surface the case might be laying on top of. With the ZGS5, the sound is ported upwards, making it audible no matter on what surface the phone may be resting. The RV1 is a multi-lens attachment that locks into place on the circular rings of the ZGS5. Little red dots tell you where to mount the lens, and a smooth action allows you to rotate each of the lenses in front of the S4's camera. The Revolver actually has 4 different camera modes. The red ring lens is a circular polarizer, good for adding color saturation to pictures and removing non-metallic reflections. The fisheye lens gives you a 170-degree field of view with the characteristic spherical look of the fisheye. The wide-angle lens doubles the field of view from a standard S4 camera. Removing the wide-angle lens exposes the macro lens, which lets you get extraordinary detail from extreme close-up photos. You can find the Ztylus Revolver camera kit online for about $85. When I first picked up the Ztylus Revolver, I wasn't all that impressed. It looked a little too bulky, a little too uncomfortable, and more importantly, it didn't seem all that useful. I mean, who would want to stick all of this gear on top of your normally svelte cell phone? But over the last 2 months, I have really changed my mind about that because this is a wonderful piece of kit. It's completely changed the way that I use my Samsung Galaxy S4. I love the fact that I can get different types of shots. I love the fact that it's sort of made me rethink about the types of shots, the type of videos and stills that I can capture with my Samsung Galaxy S4. I love the fact that I can switch back and forth simply by rotating the ring. Again, it's one of these things that if you're a creative professional, if you like being able to take quirky shots, this is definitely an attachment that, well, it's just miles above the rest. Beyond that, it's also just a really cool thing to have because there are so many design pros. The first thing has to be, of course, the plethora of lenses. The fact that I can, with this one attachment, give myself 4 different modes. I can have the wide shot, I can have the polarized shot, I can have the fisheye shot, and I can have the macro shot, simply with a few twists of a ring or a removal of a lens. I also like what they've done with the sound. Believe it or not, it's not just that they ported it up so that you don't have it muted by a surface, but doing it this way, giving it a little bit of extra headroom, has actually improved the sound quality. The other pro has to be the stand. I like the stand. I like the ability to do multiple things with my camera case, and I also like the mounting options like the threaded tripod mount and the camera strap. The last pro is this take it or leave it design. I like the ability to take off the lens, put this back in a case, put it into my bag, into my pocket, and just use the phone as a phone, only taking this out when I really want to get creative. On the con side, I'd have to say that the first thing is that it is still kind of uncomfortable as just a phone. Yes, it's cool to have all this function, but without the lens, it doesn't feel right in my hand. It's almost as if I want something else to hold on to. Now, I know other people who have tried this and they love it, but that's going to be a personal preference. You're going to have to try it out. The second thing, well, I'd say that even with the case, there is no real protection for the phone. Because it's only a backing, you have no way to protect the screen or the corners. For me, that's a deal breaker because I like to have a real protective case. Still, if I looked at all the pros and all the cons, if I looked at the content that I created, and if you asked me if this was a buy, try, or a don't buy, I'd have to give the Ztylus Revolver a definite try. I'm Father Robert Ballecer with Before You Buy.